Imagine this: bright lights, roaring ratings, and charismatic on-screen personalities who shape political conversations in millions of living rooms every day. But behind the headlines, beyond the debates and monologues, are the untold stories of actual lives, love, triumphs, and heartwarming partnerships that most viewers never get to see. Until now. Tonight, we're lifting the curtain on the private lives of some of the most recognizable faces on Fox News, from love at first sight to romance off camera, and the people who stand beside them through it all. This isn't just gossip, it's the human side of fame: connection, commitment. Let's begin with a name that's practically synonymous with poise and professionalism. Dana Perino met her future husband. Yes, you're going to love this on a plane. It sounds like something out of a romantic movie script. Picture it. Two strangers, 30,000 feet in the air, seats next to each other and conversation sparking. And that is exactly how Dana found Peter McMahon, her British accented love. Dana wasn't looking for love that day, but sometimes life has bigger plans than we do. They married in 1998. And to this day, their story remains a beautiful reminder that destiny can strike in the most unexpected places. Their life together, steeped in shared adventures and mutual support, is the testament to a connection born in mid-flight that lasted decades, while many viewers see her calm confidence and measured voice on television. Those closest to her know how much she leans on her husband Peter as a grounding force. Peter had already lived a full life before meeting Dana: multiple careers, international experience, even a previous marriage, and that maturity helped shape their bond. Their marriage is often described as deeply respectful, built on communication and humor. Dana herself has joked about how different their personalities are, and yet how perfectly they balance each other. In a world where political careers can consume every waking moment, Dana's relationship became her emotional anchor, reminding her that life exists beyond studio lights and breaking news banners. Then there's Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, always the witty, irreverent presence on screens. But when it comes to love, she's been keeping a relatively private chapter of her life. In late 2025, she made a delightful announcement on air that stopped viewers in their tracks. She got engaged to a man named Fred. The details of their first meeting, how their romance unfolded, what Fred does remain deliberately out of the spotlight, just like Lisa prefers her relationships. But this much was clear: love arrived suddenly, unexpectedly, and brought out a joyous side of her that audiences hadn't seen before. What a beautiful turn in someone's personal narrative. One we're all watching with heartfelt cheers. Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, whose unpredictable humor and sharp commentary make her one of the most entertaining personalities on Fox. For years, fans speculated about her personal life because she kept it so carefully guarded. When she finally revealed her engagement, it felt like a genuine surprise, not because she didn't deserve happiness, but because she had never made her love life part of her public persona. That choice alone tells you something important about her. In an industry that rewards oversharing, Kennedy chose privacy. And when love finally stepped into the spotlight, even briefly, it felt earned, authentic, and refreshingly real. Now, let's talk about someone who blends humor with sharp insight, and whose love story has its own fair share of twists and turns. Kat Timpf. She's bold on screen, fearless in her commentary, and off-screen, she found her match in Cameron Freesia, a former Army Ranger turned finance professional. Their story is that rare mix of strength and vulnerability. Kat and Cameron married in 2021 in an intimate ceremony officiated by a friend and colleague, and ended up welcoming their first child in early 2025. But here's where the drama of life took a turn. Just 15 hours before their baby arrived, Kat was diagnosed with breast cancer. In those unimaginable moments of joy intertwined with fear, she and her husband supported each other in a way that captured the world's attention. Today, she's stronger, thriving professionally, at peace with family, and closer to Cameron than ever. Kat Timpf's story, though, hits on an entirely different emotional level. Her journey with Cameron Freesia isn't just about romance, it's about resilience. Becoming a mother while simultaneously confronting a life-altering medical diagnosis is something few people can imagine, let alone live through. And yet, Kat didn't shy away from sharing that vulnerability with her audience. Her openness turned her story into a source of strength for countless viewers who saw themselves reflected in her struggle. Cameron, often described as quiet and deeply supportive, became the steady presence beside her during one of the most intense chapters of her life. Their bond, forged under extraordinary pressure, feels less like a fairy tale and more like a powerful testament to real partnership. Moving into a story of enduring partnership, Harris Faulkner. While many know her as a seasoned anchor with unshakable on-air authority, her off-screen life has its own warmth and depth. Harris has been married to Tony Berlin since 2003. Their marriage isn't just about affection, it's about respect, shared values, and raising two daughters together. What's especially compelling is that their home life complements Harris's demanding career. It's rooted in laughter, resilience, and the everyday lessons that come with parenting and partnership. Harris Faulkner's marriage to Tony Berlin stands as one of the longest-lasting relationships among Fox News personalities. And that longevity didn't happen by accident. Both Harris and Tony built careers in journalism, which gave them a shared understanding of deadlines, stress, and public exposure. Their relationship has often been described as a true team effort, especially when it comes to parenting. Harris has spoken about the importance of modeling love, respect, and strength for her daughters, showing them what a healthy partnership looks like in the real world, not just the polished version people expect from television figures. Next up, a name that blends punditry with quiet family life, Greg Gutfeld. Greg is known for his irreverent humor and late-night commentary, but in his personal life, he is equally devoted. He's married to Alina Moussa, a partner he met many years ago during a work trip to Portugal, a serendipitous meeting that blossomed into something lifelong. The two have kept much of their family life private, but they opened hearts and headlines in late 2024 and 2025. When they shared the joyful news of welcoming their first child together. It was a moment that showed a softer side of the comedian, the side that cherishes family just as much as he cherishes a good punchline. Greg Gutfeld, on the other hand, surprises many people when it comes to his personal life. Known for sarcasm, satire, and sharp humor, Greg keeps his emotions carefully guarded on air. But his relationship with Alina Moussa reveals a completely different side of him. Alina, a former model and fashion entrepreneur, lives largely outside the political media bubble. That contrast may be exactly what makes their relationship work. When Greg finally stepped into fatherhood later in life, it reshaped how many viewers saw him, not just as a comedian or commentator, but as a man embracing an entirely new role with humility and joy. From there, we arrive at Sandra Smith, whose on-screen presence is confident and commanding. Off-screen, she's all about family life with John Connolly, her husband since 2010. Their partnership has blossomed through shared experiences, laughter, and raising two children while navigating the fast pace of broadcast news. Sandra's reflections on love and family often reveal a gracious heart, someone deeply grounded by life's simple joys. Even as she covers the big headlines for millions of viewers, Sandra Smith's life reflects the delicate balance between ambition and family. Rising through the ranks of financial journalism and cable news isn't easy, especially while raising children. Yet Sandra and her husband John built a partnership rooted in shared priorities. Their marriage thrives on mutual encouragement. When one career demands more, the other steps in. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes cooperation viewers rarely think about. But without it, success at that level simply wouldn't be possible. Now let's pivot to one of the most talked about figures in conservative media, Laura Ingraham. Laura's personal life is uniquely her own, and unlike some of her colleagues, she's not currently married. Her romantic history includes relationships with prominent conservatives, like George Conway and Dinesh D'Souza, both chapters that shaped parts of her life before she focused on motherhood. Today, Laura cherishes her role as a mother to her 3 adopted children. building a family that defies convention and celebrates compassion, purpose, and resilience. Laura Ingraham's story is perhaps the most unconventional of all. Choosing to remain unmarried while building a family through adoption challenged traditional expectations, especially given her public role. But Laura's path highlights a powerful truth. Family doesn't have one definition. Her devotion to her children and the intentional way she structured her life around them shows that fulfillment doesn't always follow a predictable script. For many viewers, her story resonates deeply, proof that independence, motherhood, and purpose can coexist beautifully. Then there's Jesse Watters, a dynamic and often controversial commentator whose love life has generated its share of headlines. Jesse was originally married to Noelle Inguajato, with whom he shares twin daughters. After a public relationship shift, he later married Emma DeJovine, a former associate producer from his own show. Their relationship, which began amid headlines and debate, has evolved into a family life complete with children and shared experiences. Their story reflects the complexities of human connection, career pressures, and the very public nature of love under the spotlight. Jesse Watters' personal journey reminds us how complicated life can be when it unfolds in public. His relationships became media talking points, debated and dissected far beyond what most people ever experience. Yet over time, his life settled into a new chapter, one focused on growth, responsibility, and family. Whether admired or criticized, Jesse's story reflects the reality that people evolve, learn, and move forward, even when mistakes or controversies leave lasting impressions. Speaking of love stories with global ties, Katie Pavlee. Katie is not just a sharp political voice. She's also a beloved partner to Gavi Friedson, whom she married in July 2017. Gavi's work in international emergency response and humanitarian efforts adds a rich layer of purpose to their life together. While they keep many personal moments private, what shines through is the mutual support and admiration they share, whether through travel, professional milestones, or life away from the cameras. Katie Pavlee's marriage to Gavi Friedson brings an international dimension into the mix. While Katie spends her days immersed in political analysis, Gavi's work in emergency response and humanitarian aid places him in high-risk situations around the world. That contrast adds a layer of quiet tension and deep respect to their relationship. Their bond is strengthened not just by love, but by shared values, service, courage, and commitment to something larger than themselves. And finally, Kayla McEnany, perhaps one of the most talked about former White House press secretaries and current Fox host. Kaylee's life off-screen is deeply shaped by family. In November 2017, she married Sean Gilmartin, a former Major League Baseball pitcher. Their journey has included raising children and supporting each other through career shifts, relocations, and personal challenges. Kayla has openly shared her family's growth from becoming parents to multiple children over the years. And her partnership with Sean reflects mutual respect, shared faith, and an undeniable teamwork that fans admire. And Kayla McEnany's family life offers a glimpse into partnership, shaped by faith and perseverance, transitioning from the pressure cooker of the White House to television, all while raising young children required immense adaptability. Her marriage to Sean Gilmartin reflects a mutual understanding of sacrifice. His athletic career demanded discipline and resilience, just as hers demanded composure under relentless scrutiny. Together, they navigated career shifts, parenthood, and public life with a sense of unity that viewers continue to notice. And that, dear viewer, is the human story behind the faces on our screens. These are not just media personalities, they are partners, parents, spouses, supporters, and humans with stories of joy, challenge, growth, and heart. In an industry where criticism and controversy often take center stage, their private lives remind us that behind every broadcast headline and debate is a real story, one built on connection, love, and the lived experience of life itself. Their relationships reveal strength where we might not expect it, vulnerability where we least anticipate it, and resilience that often goes unnoticed. And maybe that's what makes these stories so compelling. They remind us that even in the world of politics and media, the most powerful force shaping lives isn't fame or influence. It's connection, love, in all its forms, continues to be the quiet constant behind the noise. Thank you for staying with us through these intimate glimpses into love, resilience, and the partnerships that make it all possible. Disclaimer: the content in this video is based on publicly available information, media sources, and opinions. It is created for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not claim or guarantee that every detail is 100% accurate.